Hello everybody and welcome back to Coldborough Park Farm. Today we're going to be working with the Kuhn DLC, which was released yesterday. Apologies about not doing a video of it yesterday. The reason for it is because I didn't have time to record, edit, render and upload a video about it in time. But today we're going to be using it for the first time, and in fact every video from now onwards is probably going to feature something from that pack. So we are going to start off with a baler and wrapper all in one. Oh, it's much better in the daytime. In fact, that is very bright for just 5:12 in the morning. You can tell it's midsummer. So, baling technology is the place where we want to be, and you can immediately see some of the brand new features which the Kuhn DLC adds. The thing which we're going to be using today, or the baler I should probably call it, is this one here, the FBP 3135, and this has the capability of wrapping at the same time. Now you can even change the foil colour. It doesn't cost any more to adjust the colour of the foil or the wrap. So you can choose white. I would call it black, but it looks more like a grey. Pink and like a, I don't know, a very light green. So you've got the pink for the marshmallows, obviously the white and the pink for the marshmallows. So yes, let's get this. There it is. It is quite expensive, but we do have two fields to do. One field is relatively large. Now we do have also the manual attach, so we're going to have to hitch this on manually. Pretty obvious really, the name of the mod gives it away. So that's attached, here it is, the FBP 3135. There is the wrapper, and this is the baler part here. This is going to be so good though, because we're going to have like instant silage bales. They will have to ferment and stuff, but the idea is all there. Let's jump back into the tractor and we'll shut the door. The reason why we're using the John Deere is because it is our tractor with the highest horsepower. It is going to require quite a bit. I believe it actually produces round bales, but there is a square bale wrapper as well, which is going to be very handy. I'm really looking forward to using that because obviously it's not something we've had before. Right, so where we're going to go to is field number 22 and then field number 23. Field 23 is relatively small. In fact, it's tiny. But if we can get about 4 or 5 bales out of it, then that is all good. I think we might wait a little bit longer because it is still a bit dark. So if we start work about 7 AM, that'll be good. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's turning out to be a pretty miserable day. Let's hope the sun comes out later. I should have shut the gate. Okay, I didn't shut the gate. Bad habits. And we'll put it into real time despite the weather being pretty horrible. At least it's not raining, but it doesn't really show the DLC off at its best. Although I could slow down the growth and then skip time. And that is exactly what I've just done. Doesn't it look better in the sun? Now, we do have to put a PTO on here, otherwise it's not going to operate correctly. There we go. And I think I have, yeah, the wheels, because these wheels here, they actually fold up and go up here. I'll show you. If you do that, you can see there's like a storage point. But no, we're going to keep them down here, obviously, because we need to use the pickup today. And then, it should be as simple as just going for it. Let's make some silage bales. We'll turn the beacons off. The chamber is filling up pretty fast. It's a sign of a good silage harvest here, if we can call it a silage harvest. Right, so what happens now? Is it automatic? I would have thought it would be, knowing Giants, because it's usually fairly user-friendly. Look at that. Very clever system. Pretty sure we can continue as well. That's good. Just keep going. Now, does it automatically drop the bale? It doesn't look like it does. No, you have to press Y. Good. I love when it cuts the wrap at the end of the wrapping. It just looks incredible. I think I missed a bit. Anything I miss I'll go back for later. It changes direction and everything. Look at that, the way it cuts it. That is just fantastic. Yeah, we mustn't miss too much here. Too busy watching the wrapper. Okay, next bale. Yeah, I don't know when we're actually going to use the square bale wrapper, but we definitely will do in one of the upcoming episodes. Not necessarily on this map, but certainly at some point we will be using it. I want to use everything really out of the DLC. The DLC, although it is expensive, you do get quite a lot for your money. I think from reading other people's comments, it looks like about £10 would have been a better price. But I suppose when you do the currency conversion, it is about £10. It just seems more to people in the UK when it says €15. Yeah, these bales like to roll away. Let's hope they don't go too far. Luckily, Bullet Bill has implemented this very clever feature which stops the bales from rolling through the hedges. We can still drive through a hedge if we wanted to, but a bale couldn't exit the field via a hedge. That means there is no chance at all of, for example, finding a bale about a mile away, which is always handy, as we don't like to lose our bales. I think we're going to leave them in the field for today. We'll move them another day. And yeah, what I do want to do really is go into the store and just flick through everything which is new. Finding everything may be tricky, as it's all in a different category. But we'll see what we can find. If you do want to see the in-depth details of each machine which is new, the best place to go to is the official Farming Simulator website. It actually lists and details everything there, so that is easier than flicking through the store. It's just, as we're in the game, it's probably easier for us just to go on there for the time being. That is some good wrapping. Does the colour of wrap actually distinguish anything, or is it just personal preference? I'm not really sure. But if you do want to buy this particular baler, then you are going to need a lot of money. In the region of £135,000. Here comes the next one. I don't know how many we've done, but we do seem to be getting quite a lot. In fact, there's quite a collection appearing down in that bottom corner. But the fence is doing its job very well. The hedge, I should say. It is stopping every bale. I just tried to use the auto unload function, which is actually a mod, and it doesn't seem to work with this baler. I'm assuming it's because we're not unloading the baler itself, we're unloading the wrapper on the back. So it's obviously not set up for it. Which is slightly disappointing, but I suppose it could be adjusted in the future to do that. I think every bale is going to be in that corner. It actually is. How many do we actually... We've got 5 over here. The rest are down there. I guess it's going to make it easy to collect them again, because they're all going to be in the same place. That's some good cutting. We have a tiny bit more grass down here, and then there's a few bits which have been missed. So I'm going to go over this with a fine tooth comb and just pick up everything which I see, off screen of course, because it seems that we're getting an awful lot out of it, and it would be a shame to miss some of it, because probably the bits that we miss will actually create one bale, which is potentially £1,000 or so. As we know, silage is worth still quite a lot of money, even though it's nothing like FS15. Love that sound when it cuts the wrap. We will in the future use different colour wraps as well. So yeah, we've got a really good collection here. But no, it is really incredible how many bales we've got out of this field, because I don't really fertilise my fields that much, so I'm amazed. Do you have to? I think you do. I think you do have to fertilise them to get a good productivity. I know you didn't have to in FS15, but as far as I'm aware, that has changed. That's surprising. I never have tried to fertilise a grass field in 17. I really should try. That's most of it done. I'm going to go and pick up the rest. I'll see you in a second. So there we have it. We have just finished. There is a tiny bit left here and there, but nothing too serious really. We have produced 27 bales out of this field, which seems to be very reasonable. Although yes, most of the bales are down in that bottom corner. Let's move on to field number 23. Probably should shut this gate as well, because it doesn't need to be open. So we'll just pull over, use the IC. It's a very highly requested function. Whenever I don't use it, some people get annoyed. So we are going to use it more from now on. Also, on the old stream farm, which was yesterday, I put a bit of music on and had it in the background when I was talking, and some people like that as well. So do you want to see more of that? Or would you prefer the music just to be when I'm doing a time lapse? I know it can be annoying sometimes to have music going, so that is why I don't do it too often. Here we are, very long way to this field. We mustn't forget to do the door. All these weeks I've been walking through glass doors. Right, so yes, the grass did start to grow a little bit. It's not too bad though. Clearly peak growing season. Now if we can get about 8 bales out of this, I would say that is impressive, because we've got 27 out of the other field, and this field is probably about a quarter of the size, maybe a third. I'm intrigued to find out. Oh yeah, another good thing about this field is the bales aren't going to roll away, as it's flat. Although, oh no, come on, stop, don't roll, thank you. Yes, they're not going to roll away too far. So yes, today is basically focusing on this baler. We can't afford to get anything else. It is clearing our money out, this DLC. However, when we have sold most of these bales, we're going to have a lot of money. So then we'll be able to buy or lease a different machine. I'm going to get this done, and I'll see you in a second. This is amazing. It must be because we use the Krone BIG M, but we are getting so much out of this field. I can barely move without being full again. Just look at the speed the chamber is filling up. That is just incredible. Look at all our bales. This tiny field, and each bale, remember, it's got 4,000 litres of silage in. So if you times that by the number of bales, it turns out to be a phenomenal amount of grass which we're putting into this. We've got the repair mod, so if we did own this machine, we would repair it before selling it, but because it's on lease, I don't think it's going to make a difference. In fact, it would probably be worse to repair it because we don't get any extra money for returning something. But yes, if it was our machine, repairing it before selling it would definitely be the way to go. Because we are getting so much out of this, we've got to pick up every little bit we see. How many have we got so far then? We had 27 out of the other field, 38 now, so that's still another 11. Just 11 in this field. Maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe this is a fairly standard amount of bales to get. It's just we have already cut this field before and we did get about 5. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe the Krone BIG M just does generate more grass. Maybe it's just the way it is. But as you can see, we have almost finished here. So to clear all these bales, we are going to get an auto stacker. It is just going to be so much easier. It looks like we're going to end up with about maybe 42 bales. So watching me stack 42 bales would just be painful. Completely painful for me and for you. So using an auto stacker will be the fastest and most fun way of doing it. I think there is a tiny bit left over here. Let's just see if we can get one more bale. If we can get one bale out of what is left, then that is very impressive, because it is just a few scatterings of grass here and there, and the chamber is only 11% full. Let's see. I'll set the challenge. Can we fill the chamber? I think I'm going to have to admit defeat. There is no chance of filling this chamber once again. Although it was close, it wasn't too far away. Still, let's fold it up. The owner of the machine will be able to benefit from the 61% which is still in there. I don't think you can unload it, no you can't. So that is lost. Oh well, at least it leaves the field in quite a tidy state. What do we finish off with? 41 bales. Well, still 41 bales being stacked by me would still be pretty painful to watch. Let's go. Let's go back to the store. And most likely next time we will be moving these, but of course this is the interactive map, so it's totally up to you what we do. Oh, there's always a vehicle. Put those beacons on. Try not to get hit by a car. But there it is. One of our fields. Lots of wrap bales. It is a shame that you don't get money for returning something in good condition. In Farming Simulator 15 there was the rental mod. In fact, there were quite a few rental mods, and one of them used to penalise you if you hadn't cleaned or refueled the machine before returning it, whereas the in-game one doesn't seem to do that. I don't think any of the systems would actually pay you for returning it in good condition, it would just charge you less. There was always a penalty. So if you are brand new to Farming Simulator, or you're just sort of wondering about this DLC, it isn't just about balers. There is quite a lot of stuff in the pack. There is cultivators, seeders, sprayers, all those kind of things. So it really does add quite a lot of new equipment to the game. That's the other issue. With something like this, you do have to have a tractor with a reasonable amount of horsepower. Something like a 70 horsepower tractor is just not really going to cut it with this thing. Because not only is it powering the baler, but it's also powering the wrapper. So it does require more horsepower than usual. Let's put it back into this box over here. And let's hope the owner is happy with the condition. Bearing in mind it is brand new. It just made us repair it, that's annoying. We need to change the key binding actually. Because to attach the PTO, it's the same as to repair. Obviously the control can be changed. It needs to be. I'm walking through doors again. Return. And there it is. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Also hopefully you enjoyed that first piece of machinery from the DLC. Like I say, we will be using more in the future. Just to give you an idea, we've got the Kuhn sprayers just here. They're all brand new. And if we go into, for example, cultivators, we already had the Cultima L300. But yes, we have 2 more here. Possibly 3 more? 4 more. Yes, 4 more here. I think this is actually the first time when a subsoiler has been put into the game as standard. Mainly because you can't really see the effect of it. But this is now in. We have now got a subsoiler. Just £10,000. And it says, a subsoiler prepares fields for the next sowing. It can be used instead of a plough. So that is going to be quite a nice feature. But I wouldn't want to use it on a really big field because it would take forever. But still, a small field, that would be quite nice. Anyway, like I say, thanks for watching and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.